I got a Mexican homie named Chinese Mike. Danny Brown, one of the best rappers in the world right now. At least I think so. Well, you should think so too. Danny Brown's incredible. He released his second album of the year, Quaranta, on the 17th. His first album was a collab album, Scaring the Hoes with JPEG Mafia. A fantastic album. So we probably weren't expecting Danny to make a second album this year. And bro, he did, and it did not disappoint. And when he dropped the two singles to this album, I'm pretty sure we all knew it was going to be a fire album, but it was different. What I mean by that was Tantor and Jen's Terrific Vacation, the two singles he dropped, were Danny Brown songs. What I mean by that is like he has that Andre 3K voice, like aggressive, and that was Tantor and Jen's Terrific Vacation, which I think are two of the best songs off the album. And yeah, it was more him just you were thinking, well, I was at least thinking going into this album, it was probably going to be like an atrocity exhibition, mostly hardcore. But the first time I listened to this, I was surprised because it wasn't at all. Like I was kind of not really paying attention because I was like on my way to work when I was first listening to this album. I was kind of just like, huh. I mean, aside from like Dark Sword Angel and the first two singles, it didn't really like go super hard. This was more of a serious, chill, like it was more serious, but it also had like a chill vibe to the music. Like Celibate is like a great song, super relaxing that I wasn't expecting from Danny. That's one of the best things about him. I feel like he can switch up an album just by like his voice inflections, the different beats he raps on. Like if you look at Atrocity Exhibition, we got right here. Ooh, I'm surprised I got that point right because it's like flipped when I'm recording. Okay, anyways. Um, this was he's able to switch up each song in his album, and I was just this was a short album, only 11 tracks. Danny doesn't usually make super long albums. Like you know what I'm saying was 11 tracks too. Atrocity was only like 15, I think. But Quarenta was a different experience. Like I'm saying, the I wasn't expecting this because of the two bops he dropped, but not saying this album didn't have bops on it. I mean, they were great, but they weren't really like hardcore bangers. And I like that Danny did this. You know, that's one of the best things about him. Like I'm saying, he just knows how to switch up music. And I think one of the bad things I have to say about this album, or one of the gripes, it's not a bad album, but one of the things I didn't like was the ending because I feel like this album, the tracks Shakedown and Hamabi, I think is how you say it, or Hanabi. Um, I didn't like those two. They weren't bad, but like I wouldn't say they like lived up to the rest of the album. I think the last track was good, but those two at the end there were kind of just like not too crazy. But besides that, the opening track, Quarenta, Celibate, It Ain't My Concern, just pretty much every song on this album was great. So Danny doesn't really usually disappoint. Most of the time it's quality. So we should have expected this coming in. It's not necessarily new for Danny to create a great project, but that's two like great albums in a row. So got to be excited to see what Danny does next. Quarenta, a very mellow, chill, relaxing album, but still he has some of those bangers on there. If I had to rate this album out of 10, I'd probably say an 8, like a B plus maybe. Danny always delivers. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised at this point, but Danny Brown, Quarenta, bro, you did it again.